what you're seeing is just general American suburbia. There's basically no biodiversity. There's a huge focus on grass lawns and absolutely useless monoculture. There's no need for this much grass. Not only does nobody use it because it's not a designated place that you can be, like obviously this is all individual properties scattered about with people declaring ownership, and if you were to go walk in it, sleep in it, whatever, you would have the cops called on you. That is something that is actually enforced. And so you're stuck to your own little lot. The only common area that humans have right now is actually just the asphalt, the road. And that does not belong to humans. That belongs to cars. There's nowhere in America where you can just exist anymore. Everything is designed to get you from point A to point B. And that's usually your house and work. And it's this beautiful illusion that they've pulled on everyone that you're supposed to live in this tiny box for the rest of your life. Humans were never supposed to sleep in one place for their entire life. What would be incredibly more valuable, instead of all these single family homes, would be large local communities where people are meant to exist within a much broader space. People feel that maybe as a sense of nationalism, as the fact that you are a part of an entire country, but truthfully, you are isolated from the universe in your single home. And this is why, honestly, so many people are depressed and why it's so easy for abusers to do what they do. Everyone is locked behind closed doors, and if your needs aren't being met by your single family structure, there is no community for you to even fall back on. I feel like everyone would be on a much deeper level of consciousness if there were broad groups where your specific needs could be met by the vast variety that humans bring to a community. Imagine actually knowing 20 other people that you could go to besides your two parents. So not only are these absolutely idiotic and there's nowhere for you to go, I personally tested this out. I drove all the way to Colorado. I live in Tennessee, and I tried to spend no money and see if there was anywhere for me to go, truly. And when you get on a road, all roads will keep you stuck on a road until you spend money. They have completely removed people's sense of belonging to the planet. There is only this idea surrounding a home, which is incredibly detrimental to everything. But we kind of have two topics we're talking about here. So there's obviously a whole lot of whack with the lack of community and hyper-individuality within the Western world. But what you're going to see here is that it's all lawn. It's all lawn, it's all lawn, it's all lawn. One of the biggest ways we are still dependent on capitalism and the evil American government is no food security. I honestly believe that this is the second most powerful way that we are being controlled. The first being centralized banking. Obviously, with centralized banking, you can never truly build any financial wealth. Inflation will always happen. Your currency is just an idea. There is no real value behind it. And on a whim, they can change it. So, obviously, when you can't pay for anything in a world that punishes you for living, you will either be killed or imprisoned for that. It's crazy to say that food is the second most powerful way we're being controlled, because obviously that should be the first. But no, they've found a way to fuck us over even harder. Every single person here could have entire food independence. All these lots are big enough to feed your single families. And obviously if neighbors cooperated and worked, you could do a much better job segmenting things and figuring out land allotments for food. But ignoring that, on the single family homes, every way is possible here. And even if you do not want food, which I don't know why you wouldn't. But even if you don't, you're still an idiot for having a lawn. It is merely social games, and they've gamified shame to make you give up independence and hold onto and assign value to what is essentially valueless. If you do not fit in with having a lawn, the biggest thing that comes to mind is shame, and obviously fines as well. There are HOAs in some of these areas. Not only is it just useless, it is literally killing our planet to have lawns. These green spaces are so damning, I believe it would be better to just pave it over with concrete. If you don't want to live a part of nature, like every single house I've passed in this video, just throw concrete down, okay? Let your dog piss on some rocks and fuck off. Grass, everybody mows it. It doesn't do anything to store water during the actual wet months of spring, and it will continue to require more and more water as the summers go on. Not only this, but people don't let it grow tall enough to even shade itself and keep the ground where it would possibly be able to store more water in the soil. They shave it down to immensely short hairs. So not only does this expose more soil to sunlight, which will dry out the dirt, you're also cutting the grass, which keeps it in a more vegetative state where it needs to keep pushing out new growth, which takes more water. It also doesn't add nutrients back into the soil, so people like to put chemical fertilizers, which are also damning, and many contain forever chemicals, which are horrible for the environment. And thirdly, people don't like bugs or animals. People are completely stupid, and America is a social experiment to see just how disconnected humans can become from nature. And so they will spray pesticides. People are literally poisoning the ground on which they walk. What are we doing? So we're planting a crop that does nothing for us. We're using insane amounts of water to keep it alive. And in that process of keeping it alive, we're constantly cutting it with gasoline-powered tools, and we get nothing out of it. It's a social game in which you've been tricked into believing, and if you still believe it after watching this, you're a fucking idiot. So, there you go. Little 2-in-1 video. There's literally nowhere to go other than your home and the road and work and grocery. There's nowhere to go. Nowhere to exist. The whole planet's under control. Go fuck yourself. Everyone has zoochosis. This is why we're all fucked.